Good day, fight fans. Today we've got something absolutely wild on the horizon. Shara Bullet is back in action, and he's stepping into the cage against none other than the Brazilian powerhouse himself, Paulo Costa. Nobody expected this fight to materialize so soon. Shara is barely healed from the broken nose he suffered in his last war. Yet he's diving headfirst into a collision with one of the UFC's most dangerous tanks. For Shara, this is not just another fight. It's a brutal test of willpower. And for Costa, this is about proving that he can dismantle yet another rising Russian contender, just as he did recently against Roman Kopylov. Today, I'm going to break this fight down in full detail. How dangerous Costa really is, whether Shara made a mistake accepting this fight so quickly, and the hidden factors that could change everything once that cage door shuts. But hold on, this isn't the only madness going down. On the very same card, we've got Diego Lopes versus Gene Silva, a fight everyone expects to end violently, with Silva looking to shut the lights out. And if that wasn't enough, across combat sports, we've got a historic boxing clash. Canelo Alvarez taking on Terence Crawford. Just imagine that. Pure insanity for fight fans worldwide. And guess what? Crawford comes in as the underdog. If you want full breakdowns, betting angles, and my own personal picks for every single fight, make sure you join my Instagram and Twitter channel, link in the description. That's where I go deeper into analysis, tournaments, favorites, underdogs, plus special bonuses and perks I've been running with my partners for over 5 years. Not just UFC or boxing, football, hockey, volleyball, and even esports like Dota 2's International. Trust me, you'll want to be there, because the fights become twice as fun when you're following along with the inside scoop. Now let's get into the real story, the path of these fighters. Shara Bullet burst into the UFC only recently, but instantly became a fan favorite. His style is wild, flashy, unpredictable. He doesn't just fight, he performs. He's not yet faced the very top tier of the division, but he already tasted his first professional defeat against the crafty striker Michael "Venom" Page, losing a decision after 3 rounds of chaos. He bounced back against the Canadian bulldozer Andre Barriault, and even though he broke his nose mid-fight, Shara shocked everyone by not only continuing, but pressing harder, throwing caution to the wind and pushing forward like a madman. That kind of reckless courage made fans love him even more. But Paulo Costa is a different beast entirely. This is a man who has already fought for UFC gold against Israel Adesanya. His resume includes Yoel Romero, Luke Rockhold, Marvin Vettori, and Sean Strickland. He's danced with the elites of multiple eras. Sure, Costa's career has been littered with injuries, controversies, and long layoffs. But when he shows up, he's proven against the very best. So here we are, the rising newcomer with everything to prove, versus the seasoned juggernaut who's already walked through fire. This is the true crucible for Shara Bullet. Now let's talk cardio and mentality. Shara's movement is loose and creative. He throws in combinations. He paces himself well, and his gas tank is enough to survive a hard 3-rounder. Costa used to be a pure tank. He'd storm forward like a bulldozer, trying to smash his opponent early. The problem? He often gassed out. But lately, we've seen a more measured Paulo Costa. He's pacing himself, conserving energy, and able to go the full 5 rounds while still throwing thunder in the final minutes. Psychologically, both men are forged in fire. Shara proved his beastly mindset when he kept fighting through a broken nose. Costa, he thrives on chaos. He doesn't fear getting hit. He embraces war. Neither man will break easily. This fight isn't just fists and kicks. It's mental warfare, too. Now, let's compare physical attributes. Costa is a monster. Broad shoulders, thick frame, muscles sculpted like he was created in a UFC laboratory. His sheer size and power are overwhelming. Shara, on the other hand, is leaner, smaller, built more for speed and angles. He could realistically compete at middleweight, but here at light heavyweight, he has to rely on quickness and creativity. Costa dominates in raw power. Shara dominates in speed and dynamics. In grappling exchanges, there's also a key difference. Shara's defensive wrestling is shaky. He can get caught in the clinch, pressed to the fence, and grounded. Costa is no elite grappler like Khamzat Chimaev, but his sheer strength, pressure, and decent wrestling base make him dangerous in close quarters. He can bully opponents in the clinch, drag them down, and smother them. Remember his fight with Luke Rockhold? Costa had no problem controlling one of the slickest jiu-jitsu veterans in the division. So, yes, striking may be Shara's world, but Costa always has a plan B. Now let's break down striking. This is where things get fascinating. Shara Bullet is chaos incarnate. He doesn't follow the textbook. He throws spinning kicks, wild knees, looping punches from strange angles. He fights like he's auditioning for a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. His unpredictability is his deadliest weapon. Costa, meanwhile, is brute force, distilled into simple, effective techniques. He walks forward, closes the distance, and unloads with hooks to the head and devastating body shots. His jab may not be flashy, but it's a hammer that breaks through guards. And his body work is legendary. Punches to the ribs, kicks to the liver, hooks to the solar plexus. Opponents don't just lose fights against Costa, they lose the will to breathe. So what does this mean when they meet in the cage? Shara's edge comes from distance. Staying in the center, using movement, creating chaos. Costa's edge comes from pressure, pinning Shara against the cage, making it ugly, making it brutal. And let's not forget the psychology of damage. Shara's nose is a bullseye. Costa knows it. One stiff jab could reopen the injury and change the entire fight. Psychologically, both men are forged in fire. Shara proved his beastly mindset when he kept fighting through a broken nose. Costa, he thrives on chaos. He doesn't fear getting hit. He embraces war. Neither man will break easily. This fight isn't just fists and kicks, it's mental warfare too. Now, let's compare physical attributes. Costa is a monster. Broad shoulders, thick frame, muscles sculpted like he was created in a UFC laboratory. His sheer size and power are overwhelming. Shara, on the other hand, is leaner, smaller, built more for speed and angles. He could realistically compete at middleweight, but here at light heavyweight, he has to rely on quickness and creativity. Costa dominates in raw power. Shara dominates in speed and dynamics. Don't miss the action outside YouTube. If you love fight stories, shocking moments, and MMA breakdowns, make sure you follow us everywhere. Instagram, exclusive fight clips, updates, and behind-the-scenes Twitter. Instant reactions, live fight takes, and hot debates. MMA WarCageZone shorts. Daily quick-fire highlights and knockout edits. Everything is linked in the bio/description below. One click and you're part of the Cage Zone family. Hit that subscribe button here on YouTube too, because the real fight world doesn't stop when the cage closes, and neither do we.